All right. Good morning, everybody. Vince here. Just waiting another 2 minutes for other members to connect and we can start. So, whoever is connecting now, if you can let me know if you guys can hear me well or not. Thank you. Sorry about my voice, but I've been sick the last 3 days. Recovering from vacation, I guess. Even season change is coming. So my throat is kind of like destroyed. Please use the chat if you wanna write anything on YouTube, because that's the chat that I'm going to read now. I'll go full review of Bitcoin, starting from the monthly chart, going down to the weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes, and so on. So we can see, you can see how I evaluate the chart when let's say I'm been away for a while. Let's say a month in crypto is kind of a long time. And how I identify either bullish and bearish signals in order to come up with a conclusion. I know most of you know by now where we are at with Bitcoin, but it's always good to review how different people see different indicators in the chart and how they use it. Most of you have maybe followed me in the live stream just a few times. Some they follow me every day. But just want to let you know that during this live stream I usually explain everything that I do, not just try to predict where Bitcoin is going to go. So the live stream are quite educational videos, so you can like check how I trace my lines, how I trace my Fibonacci, how I check my supply and demand zones, and so on. You guys hear me pretty well? If anyone can confirm, I can start. Let me remove this. Thank you, actor. Okay. Guys, remember, you guys can increase the quality of the video if you go on the video settings. You can stream at high quality, so you should be able to see my screen better. My connection looks great. Okay, I guess we can start. Let me remove starting soon thing. Okay. Well, that's where we are right now with Bitcoin. You guys know this chart already. We're still, when it comes to 4-hour time frame, in a downtrend. This is pretty clear until we break this last high, swing high. Will still be in a downtrend. We have some kind of double bottom that I can see here when it comes to this little visible trend. And this actually could be the neckline resistance of this double bottom. Could also be an harmonic pattern, but I mean, if you count from the candle close, it looks like more a double bottom pattern. Anyways, this is the neckline. Usually when it breaks the neckline, it turns bullish if we count on this pattern. So in this case, they will turn very bullish if we break right here. This is the neckline. It's also an important level that I traced a while ago. Look how many times trend was pushed down at this level, right? You can see here. You can see here. Oh, move. Right there. Then it broke. It was like a probe, then just fell all the way down, then retest that level, but I took it from the beginning of it. This is the most important, it was an important high. After this push down, that's where the sellers stopped the price. It took a break and then went all the way up. All the way up, broke, retest the level. So this is a very important support and resistance horizontal trend line that is working every single time. So I don't see why we should not take in consideration this level. So for me, this is the most important level. For sure, breaking this local high could be important, but I mean, we know Bitcoin can do false breakouts, especially right now that we are very close to some kind of breakout, either a bullish or bearish breakout. We have the support, we have this resistance, so we are shaping a symmetrical triangle. Symmetrical triangle are pretty much 50-50 because it's just buyers and selling fighting. So you will see the swings getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until the breakout. Right now we have a false breakout. The candle spike up, stops were taken, price dropped below previous swing high. So it still can be a false breakout. So we really don't know if Bitcoin broke or not yet. So candle didn't close above the previous swing, so even in the lower time frame structure, the market structure is not broken yet. It's still in the full downtrend, even though we are making higher lows on this trend line here. So still no confirmation yet, I would say. Price of Bitcoin can still drop. We're not yet in buyer's mode when it comes to the 4-hour time frame, so still uncertain. Let me put this. Hi Bartolomeo. I would say Bartolomeo in Italian, even though it doesn't sound Italian, your name. Anyways, let's go check the overall Bitcoin chart analysis, starting from the monthly. Why I want to start from the monthly? I barely use the monthly in crypto because it's just a crazy time frame. It's not like stock market where even 1 month sometimes not enough. You have to go to 2 months. But I like to check the monthly because this past months was a very important level, the monthly close. So I would like to show you what chart should I look. Maybe Coinbase. See if I have any drawing there. Coinbase. Why have a Coinbase? Okay, I have some nice levels here that I can show you guys. Okay, let's put logarithmic so we have a better idea. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, why is so important? Look at the monthly, because price dumped right on the high of the candle close. So let's put the monthly chart and check how perfect price dumped on the monthly close. So if I take my magnet mode and I trace an horizontal ray from the candle close, which is pretty much an important level. The candle close of every time frame should be an important level of resistance. The wick, of course, it's used for every single time frame. So it doesn't matter what time frame I will check, I will still have the wick. But when I switch time frames, level will change. This is the monthly resistance based on the candle close. If I go on the weekly, that level might change. And as you can see, the level change in this case is this, the resistance based on weekly. So every single time frame will have a different candle close, which means different resistance level. Many traders say trade the time frame you're looking at, and that's true, because if I'm charting the 1 minute time frame, I will trace different levels than 5 minutes or 1 hour or 4 hours. This because candles close differently, so I will have um, different levels. And the most important thing of this monthly is how price react exactly on the level. So if I take a magnet mode and I put what is price label, let's see how much there was based on the magnet mode. 13863. If I go here, oh, 13868. So it's just extremely perfect, extremely perfect. By $5 goes off. So it was an important level to look at. Price dumped. How much it dumped? It dumped quite a bit. A correction of about 34%, which is a lot of money coming out the market. That was my first bearish signal, I would say. Also because price, I trace a Fibonacci. Let me remove this volume thing right now. I trace an inverse Fibonacci of the bearish trend. Okay. And if you guys are not familiar with Fibonacci, maybe you guys are new to this. Fibonacci can be traced both for like bullish trend, also bearish trends. If I want to know how much this bearish drop corrected upward, I will trace a Fibonacci starting from the top, going to the bottom, and I will have my 78% Fibonacci retracement. At this moment, I'm charting on log scale, so I can also switch Fibonacci based on log scale. Okay, that's what it is. Here we go. If you guys want to know more about logarithmic and linear, in my educational channel, I've talked a lot enough about it. Many, don't know that things change when you switch to logarithmic and linear. Also, the Fibonacci is based on logarithmic and linear scale. So one is based on percentages, one is based on price. So of course it becomes different when you use it. I love Fibonacci on the daily, on the weekly, I mean on the higher time frame overall, because we have seen that there are some levels based on 2013, 2014, 2015 that matches really well when it comes to especially extensions. On the monthly here we have Coinbase. So I don't have too much of a trend before 2015 or 16, so I'm not going to trace on this, but I just want to show you that 78% usually it's a good retracement level. We know that price reaches there on the 78% and dumped. So the fact that corrected on 78%, it's my second bearish signal based on the higher time frame. And then we have the 61% retracement, which is usually another very important level, and that's where we are right now. The 61%, that's where the candle wick dropped, but the candle are still above 61.80%. So it's quite interesting right now, also because we have another level here of support. Also the top of those two wicks here that is acting as a support. So that's why, based on the monthly, if we break down 9K level based on the monthly, that's the level I will be looking at, which is around 7,700. And I'm talking about candle close. Wicks can happen. If price drops here, I'm not saying that it cannot wick down to the 38 and comes back up. It's possible, of course, because this is a monthly chart. Look at this massive wick here that happened in February 2018. I mean, the candle dropped all the way down and closed still above 61%. So the monthly can be really a long-term prediction rather than like anything short or a scalp on Bitcoin. So then of course I trace the 50% Fibonacci because it's another important level, and then we will go based on the Fibonacci retracement of the bullish run. So this was the Fibonacci retracement of the bearish. If you guys don't quite understand very well what I'm doing, you can flip the chart by pressing Alt plus I, and it will switch your chart. In this case, you can understand why I did that Fibonacci retracement. This time 100 is on the bottom, 0 is on top, and the trend retraced downward 78%. So that's pretty much what I did, but upside down. So I'm just going to make this clear. If you guys know, here is the Fibonacci level based on logarithmic scale, and I usually add 0.886, 0.77 because they're very important level to watch. The 88.6 is more important for harmonic pattern. The 70 is a level that used a lot in Forex, but we have seen that in crypto works very well also. Sometimes I don't need 4, 3, and 2. I use the under 61, and actually also the 1.27%. It's a good level to keep an eye on. So let's trace Fibonacci retracement of this level, of this uptrend. Let's remove this for now, and we are right now on the 23.6. Actually, if I don't remove that, it's a nice confluence, if you guys can see, between 61.80. Oh, this is a monthly, and the 23. Perfect confluence. Those are the confluence levels. So it's two levels of Fibonacci that match together on a nice support. Support that is made by this candle high. So it is a good support. That's how Fibonacci confluence are found, and they usually work very well. So now we have two chances of the trend to bounce on the level, either because of this or either because of this Fibonacci level. So we are bouncing there, which is positive. I mean, it's good. As I've said, trend is still bullish until proven otherwise. It's still bullish. Okay, but of course we have to be aware of some bearish signals that are happening, and I've said already here, we have a rejection, we have a candle which is almost like a spinning top at the top of a trend. Okay, so this is indicate indecision. You can see it closed a wick at the bottom, wick on top. Look how bullish those candles were. And then we have this monthly close, very indecision. So it's pretty much explaining what's happening in the correction that I've been looking for the last 2 months. Correction is making symmetrical triangle in the weekly, on the daily, and it's pretty much a war between the buyers and the seller. This candle, that's what is telling you, exactly the same thing. So we have to see in the lower time frame where we can go from here. Okay. I don't have anything to add on the monthly. Let's see what else. I don't look at moving averages, to be honest, on the monthly. Let's have an idea here. This is the 21 EMA that hold the trend for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. I mean, this is quite interesting too. The 21 EMA on the monthly hold the trend for like 5 months, and then we have the massive breakdown of the 21. Price reached, this is the 50 EMA, not quite perfectly, and then recovered. So maybe that 21 would be an important level of support to look if the weekly 21 EMA will break down. And that's the one we will have to check, keep an eye on when it comes to the weekly time frame. So let's go to the weekly. And that's what we're looking at. The weekly is clear in uptrend still. We have the bottom. Look at the bottom perfectly on the 200 EMA. That perfectly bounce. That everyone bought it. Institution bought it. Made perfect bullish engulfing on the weekly. I mean, I've done a tons of price action analysis on this little pattern here, which was a flat top. We had a bullish Gartley that I can show you on the daily after, and so on. So when you see such a massive candle on the key level and on a very important moving average, well, that means institution came in strong here. Who had the power to push the price so hard after such a crash? I mean, picture institution selling here. Who had, and then a follow-up, of course, by the retailers, but who had the strength to go against this power? Probably some whales or some institution that had their buy orders already set on the 200 moving average. But I also show you that there were very important levels based on the monthly that told us that 3K could have been the bottom. This is the EMA. I've also have the moving averages, the normal moving average, not the exponential that is exactly at 3K also. I can add both, and you can see how perfectly that levels hit the price. A retest of the moving average also on the second dump correction, and price here started to make a higher high, and the uptrend started. The uptrend, it is still intact, so the market structure is still making higher highs and higher lows. Because if I trace the structure, just connecting simply the high and the low, we have a perfect Elliott wave. And now, as usually happen with Elliott waves, after three major moves upward, that could be an ABC correction or an ABCDE correction, forming a triangle shape, and that's what it's happening right now. So we will have to see if this is just a little A, B, C correction, go down even further, or we might have another leg upward. Price is consolidating. It's full of massive bearish candle. Look at this almost doji with a massive wick that is like 3K big. Didn't look like very, very great there. Then we had the bearish engulfing, follow up by a bearish engulfing, another bearish engulfing here. You guys can see the level of, what is that, 78%. The 78% 0.60, no candle closed above it. They tried, seller pushed. They tried, push, tried, push down, tried again, push down. So sellers are here. Sellers came in strong, pushing the price down about 30%. It's a great push. Buyers trying to defend. Actually, they tried on one attempt, almost in two attempts, I would say, to defend the 9K level, which is the level to look now. Before, when we were about July, it was 8K the level to defend, because we know sellers, this is the seller, the main seller to beat, right? This is the seller, sorry, the buyer that pushed the price upward. Until we don't go below this buyer can still defend this level. But the 21 EMA right now, it's increasing, of course, with the trend. So this is the 21 EMA. Let me remove the moving average. So it's increasing, so it's not 8K anymore, it's becoming 9K, the main level. So this is the level we have to watch for a nice bounce in order to start to think about, okay, this might be the bullish scenario. This might be the real bull run of Bitcoin. Of course, a bounce doesn't mean anything because we know Bitcoin can just challenge again 13K and then drop all the way down. You can trap all the longs here and just die. So the real confirmation, of course, we will made when we break definitely and we close above local high, which is about 13.8. Okay. So what else to see in the weekly? I've said this is the only thing I would like to say when it comes to price action. Just horizontal levels. We are still making higher highs and lower lows. We know that. Check this one, perfectly bounce on previous high. So I don't have nothing to add when it comes to price action, but when it comes to oscillators, it's a different story. Different story because oscillators are looking. Oh, this is for BitMEX. Let me put this ones. Yeah, indicators on the weekly don't look great, in my opinion. I mean, it's clear that MACD had a nice rally upward and crossed. This is a bearish cross. So bearish cross should and could actually indicate a bearish outcome. Not always, but I mean, this is the weekly. Moving averages we know are lagging indicators, so it's a reflection price. We have a bearish cross. It is a bearish indication. Price is dropping, but I mean, I don't count too much on volume. Sorry, I meant volume dropping, because we are doing a correction. So usually volume drops during a correction, consolidation or whatever. So I'm not going to say, okay, just because volume is dropping, we're going to dump. It's not like that, but I'm going to reinforce my bias with indicators. MACD, cross bullish, RSI, reached overbought level with a double top, I would say, on the weekly, and the slightly divergent in price making higher highs, you guys can see. So there was a divergence, not as strong as when the oscillator makes a lower high, but it's there. Made a swing failure pattern because it crossed below the 70, attempt to break 70, and now it's dropping again. So RSI also is not looking bullish until it breaks the downtrend, until it can show us that is able to maybe break above those levels, and it might be kind of shaping a falling wedge idea. Okay, so until it doesn't break that and goes challenges 70, I'm still bearish. I'm still following the downtrend. And then the WT cross indicator, it's a good one. I love it, especially when it makes two crosses at the oversold and overbought level. You guys can see here the dot when the cross happened is in coincidence with the bottom also. So here there was a bearish cross, and I've noticed in the chart that every time we have a bearish cross in the WT cross indicator, especially during the bull run, every time we have this red cross indicate a drop about 30%, 40% of Bitcoin. And this is pretty much what happened. When the red dot happened, we were already probably in a correction, but price dropped also 35%, 40% almost. So we also know that when RSI is extremely overbought, it doesn't mean that we're dropping. And this is the exact same thing when I say, guys, I'm bearish on Bitcoin. But when I'm bearish and I'm talking about a correction, I don't actually mean we're going to 1K. As for my chart that I posted the other day in the group, I just go level by level. I mean, right now I'm bearish because I see this. Of course, I'm gonna keep a bullish idea if we stay above 9K. If we drop below 9K, I'm bearish out down to, what is this? About 8K. I think we'll go straight down to 8K if we break 9K level. But then we'll see. We'll see if buyers keep defending 8K level and so on, and the 21 EMA, how they're gonna buy there or not. But yeah, this chart, it's a mix of feeling and indicators. You can also chart and trace these levels, historical high, and this is actually a very good level because it matches with the bounce that we have here. So you made an higher low when it comes to this level on the weekly. So you know what, that's a pretty great opportunity to buy if price reaches that 7.3, 7.4. 7.4 is also very important because we have a massive gap, unfilled gap in the CME chart that is still unfilled, and we could go down there. Then we have those other levels. This is 4K. We have also the low level of this candle, which is probably, yes, the 6K level. Okay. So all very important levels, and I'm talking about the 6K level, which is, you know, the price, the support, the price stayed there for about from February to November. That's a lot of months there. Price stayed above the level for quite a long time, then price crashed all the way down to 3K. What's the main indicator? What's the main reason why price stayed there for such a long time? From all the study that I did and all the chart that I analyzed, I think the Fibonacci based on the monthly is the level that got my attention the most. And if I go to that chart, let's see, Brave new coin. Let's see the monthly here. 1 month. Okay, this is the idea I charted the other day. Just want to show you how precise are these Fibonacci based on logarithmic. You might know this idea already. There we go. So just trace the bullish run. Look up for 23%, which is a 6K level, act as a support. And look at the 38, they act like the 3K bottom. So I could have just traced one line, one indicator, and I could have spot both the 6K level and both the 3K level as the bottom perfectly. How could I spot the 20K level if I had just this correction with an extension? So if I didn't know this before and I just had this chart, I can trace a simple base extension from the bottom of this bull run correction, I'm going to use the magnet mode, to the top of a trend down to my correction 100. Of course, I'm going to change the Fibonacci to logarithmic because I'm using a logarithmic scale. So Fibonacci levels based on log scale, tac. And usually my targets are on all the Fibonacci levels that I see on top. Of course, the under 61 is the more extreme target when it comes to such a long trend, but also 100% could have been another target. Now let me remove the black dot, the black thing here. You can see by magic under 61% was perfectly reached as a target, and my 100% Fibonacci actually act as a bottom of the trend. So again, and under 27 Fibonacci was a perfect confluence with the 23.60% for the correction. That's the reason why we stopped for such a long time on 6K level. So this is the most reasonable chart that I can give you when it comes to target, and why we dropped to 6K and why we dropped to 3K. Like, it's perfect. So that's why monthly can be so important sometimes. And of course, why is this the top? Why did it stop here? Why didn't go all the way up? Well, because there is a level on the monthly that we just charted, the candle close, that is a super important level. So we reached actually resistance when it comes to the monthly close. So yes, we can go down here, making a double top pattern, making an ABC correction, making whatever you want, but it reached the top when it comes to the monthly. So yes, we can drop. Okay, so you guys have an idea how well Fibonacci level work. I'm not gonna lie, this thing is perfect, super perfect, too perfect to be real sometimes. So that's the power of technical analysis. What else I can say here? We just retraced what, 38%. I mean, price can retrace 50, can retrace 61% if we want to. I mean, it's a bad thing thinking that we can go to 1K, but you know what? It's possible. It's possible if we don't get good news. It's possible if they're gonna smash the price because future came up on on backed now, and I mean, people can short. Everyone is bullish on Bitcoin. Like, everyone is ready to buy it. Everybody's like extremely bullish, but guess what? When everyone is bullish, the opposite usually happens. And I mean, this scenario is possible if something bad happens to Bitcoin. The ETF gets denied from USA. I mean, it's for sure a scenario that I will keep an eye on. Okay, fits for sure, fits. Let's go back to the weekly. Let's go back to Coinbase. And let's go check the lower time frame, still a weekly right now. Let's see if I can trace any important levels. We have this resistance, price making lower highs. Not a good look, but still making higher lows. This means we are facing a triangle shape. Oh, can trace like that. Okay. I would say not the best triangle I ever traced, because didn't go all the way down here, stopped here. So we have just this wing, this, that. I would just like wait for more touch on the triangle in order to wait for a breakout. So we could still actually go sideways here in doing maybe an ABCDE. For this the 0, this is the first touch at the bottom, this is the second one, C, maybe we go up here again, D, and then we'll see. Then we'll see if we makes a false breakout and drops, or it makes a continuation from there. Still unclear, as I've said 1 million times by now. not clear yet what it's gonna do. We have this bearish engulfing at the key level. They cannot break that the 70-70. So it looks more bearish than bullish when it comes to just this last part of the correction. Volume getting a dive here. Okay. Well, let's go check the 3-day time frame. Nothing to add, of course, very similar to the weekly. I just want to show you what the 21 weekly EMA is doing. Actually, let's go on the weekly first. Let me show you the 21 EMA that is right here. So price is getting closer and closer and closer. This will be for sure the moving average to check. Remember, false breakout are part of the game, so price can drop and spike up very quickly if he wants to. But if I go to 3-day time frame, that's the same moving average. It is pretty much holding the trend right now. As you guys can see how well is holding. First breakout here, another push downward, candle close above it. Now it's trying to go back up to that 21 EMA on 3-day. So if this one breaks, doesn't make it, you guys can see the candle of the last 3 days is still below the 21 EMA based on 3-day. Here candle closed and recover, so it was false breakout, a bunch of false breakout here everywhere. Here massive false breakout, price recover very well, so that was good. Then we have a candle that closed below the 21, confirmation candle that closed below. That looked really bearish, but now it's kind of recovering. So we'll see where this 3-day candle will close, because if it closes above it, oh, we're safe. If it doesn't, and he has another massive wick on top, well, that means we should drop. Okay. Now let's go to the daily. Also below the 21 on the daily. You can see how price react here after it dropped below the 21. Tried to push upward, never made it. Then he made it and then didn't stay up that long, crashed below. Attempted again, crash, attempted again, still below. So they're not looking bullish to me when it comes to higher time frame. Daily, 3-day, weekly. When it comes to price action, the last correction above 9K, I'm more bearish. We have also the moving averages that are getting together. They're about to make some bearish crosses. Let me remove these Fibonacci levels. You guys can see the moving averages here getting narrow, about to cross actually the 100 and the 50, not the 21 and the 50. If I can add the MAs also, they are kind of getting closer. We have to be careful at this cross between the 50 and the 100, because that's the one that might cause some damage. Right now price is actually bouncing between the 100 and the 50. That's why it's getting narrow. So wherever we break first, that might be a lead for the next move. If we break the 100 or if we break the 50. Look at the 100, how many times it's been pushing, keeping the trend above it. So we know a triangle at this point. So triangle that doesn't come from any uptrend or downtrend, if we just consider this little part. So we really don't know if it's more a pennant. I mean, to me it looks more a symmetrical triangle that still has to break. Okay. Yep. Still there. Still there. Okay. I'm not going to go into the Shimoku cloud because we've seen that already. It reached a nice level of resistance, the top of the Kumo. Um, what else? What other indicators I would like to show you? Let me remove my RSI. Well, daily, I mean, is the center. We cannot really come up with an idea here. It's not either oversold, overbought, just in the middle, can still drop, can go up. MACD might make a bullish cross on the daily soon. It's not that oversold, to be honest, and then also WT cross, just in the middle. Not any divergence that I can see from this time frame. Okay. Tracing or logarithmic. I mean, with linear, you will have a slightly different idea, but I mean, we're close. We are close. I mean, this is for sure the main triangle that I'm going to keep an eye on, because even though the small triangle breaks upward, we still have this resistance and this level, which is a Fibonacci level that we have to keep an eye on, the 70-70. Remember, this is the level for sure that we need to close above this level and stay above when it comes to what, the monthly or the weekly. I think it was the weekly. You see, yes, the weekly, you can see those candles never close above it. This is a massive support, sorry, massive resistance. Look, also this high matches with the Fibonacci, two Fibonacci confluences. So right now I think this is the top indicator for me to keep an eye on. If we can close above it on the weekly time frame, above 11,500, that could start to look bullish to me. But you know, we have a perfect also confluence between this diagonal and the horizontal level that could be a very, very strong resistance level. So price might reach there and then drop. So again, I still don't have a long-term prediction. I mean, nobody can predict it, but we can predict the fluctuation. We can predict and try to scalp or make short-term trades inside the triangle. That's what we have been doing in margin channel, scalping the share of Bitcoin up and down, making 3R, 4R on every single spike. And I mean, that's what we can do right now. That's it. Then, as many people say, you gotta let the market tell you the direction. So you have to wait for Bitcoin to tell you where it's going to go when it comes to a long-term time frame. Otherwise, you buy the demand levels. We have a massive demand levels here that has been acting as a good support for quite a bit now. I hate here that they give me different colors. I'm OCD. I don't get it. Why this is different than this? I love my green here. It's so different colors. I don't get why they do that. They fucked up on my colors. Anyways, this level, it's important because price bounced there, making a double bottom there. This was the breakout, the breaker block idea. So this demand is feeding Bitcoin, which is pretty much on the 9K level. If that demand fails, we will probably be looking at the lower demand. So if you are on a long term and you want to trade chart and trade based on the daily, that's the level you want. That's the level you bought it here, put the stop just below, and find the target above supply levels. That's it. On the other hand, if you are scalping on the lower time frame, you have to go based on order blocks that are inside the triangle. And as I say, in the margin trading channel, we are scalping the shit out of Bitcoin. Just Bitcoin with Ethereum, we made about 25R one month, 25R the other month, so it's 50R. 50R with 2 months in such a shit market means that by using 1% of your as a risk of your overall portfolio for every single trade, you could have increased your portfolio by 50%. And you can. Why you can? Because we're trading on BitMEX, so we trade on another platform, or you can just long Bitcoin on Binance and just get filled and sell without problem, because there's so much volume on Bitcoin that we can most of the time use our risk reward with 1%. And this is this can explain our strategy in our premium group. I'm not charting altcoins too much, okay? Some people say, and I mean, I don't want to offend anybody, but those people don't know what they're talking about. They say, "Oh, Vince, there are opportunities in the market every second. You don't call altcoins too much. Blah 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 blah." Guys, altcoins are a fucking joke right now. Sure, you can see 20% spike on a coin, but I mean, those are tough to catch. Except if you are on a coin all day long and you want to enter based on volume profile, or you want to enter on 50 minutes time frame, 1 hour time frame. But I mean, the liquidity on those coins is so shit that, and this is very important, I want you guys to understand this, some coins are so shit that I can never, let me say it again, never call an altcoin in a group with 100 people and expect that all the members can enter this altcoin with 1% risk. 1% risk will mean having a pretty massive position size. Nobody in my group will be able to get filled and then sell also. Like, how? It's impossible to get filled on a call that is based on 50 minutes time frame. Nobody can get filled. Just whoever calls that coin probably will get filled. Or maybe the guy that called that coin already bought and is waiting for you to buy the coin, and the coin then by magic goes up 10%. Whoa, 10%. Everyone made it 2R. It's fucking impossible. How can you sell on a shit coin that goes up in 15 minutes? Nobody can sell. So that is my strategy. My personal strategy is don't lose my mind, first of all. Why the fuck I have to chart 1 million altcoins, then I cannot even suggest to my members on 15 minutes time frame? I can't. Yes, maybe now MTL, sure, MTL on the daily time frame, that looks good. That's something that I can buy because it broke a downtrend. Now it's correcting, maybe it dropped 50%. Okay, now we can buy this. There is some massive volume, and I even post in my group. There was a massive volume on MTL. Okay, we can trade this maybe. One chain also is pumping. We had a nice pattern on the daily. Keep this in mind, on the daily, not on the 15-minute time frame, because 15-minute time frame means shit when it comes to altcoins. This was a nice breakout because there was a descending broadening wedge with some volume increase. Okay, we can trade that. But when it comes to 50 minutes, 1 hour, nobody can help you except yourself if you know how to trade. And then, yes, you can make a tons of money by scalping the shit out of up and down the swing trades on 1 hour. But you guys don't understand sometimes that it's impossible when you are on 200 people. This is no forex that there are trillions of dollars in the market and we all can buy. It's impossible. So based on this, why am I wrong if I just chart Bitcoin? I just need a chart. Trader Timon has been helping me and he's been running margin channel while I was in vacation for a month. He barely charted any other coin. He barely charted Ethereum or LTC. He just charted Bitcoin. He opened the chart, 50 minutes, 1 hour. You just have to chart one coin. You don't lose your mind. You have a tons of liquidity, and he made 50R in 2 months. That's it. That's how it's done. No question asked. Then, when should I chart altcoin? When should we enter altcoin market? When should I spend time and my brain to enter altcoins? When they move, when they switch, when they break market structure, then I can enter altcoins in order to make 20R, 30R, 40R, or make a long-term reversal swing trades. But why the fuck I have to spend time right now on altcoins when I can make 20R on Bitcoin a month, 30R, and don't lose my brain? That's my that's everything I'm telling you here. Don't waste time to chart 20 altcoins. You're just gonna go nuts. With altcoins, you can just open a chart, go on a 1 hour time frame, open it, and that's it, and try to trade the swing here. And you have tons of opportunities by using indicators, using whatever you want. But I cannot suggest these spikes on a group of 200 people. I don't know if you get that or not, but trust me, that's how it is. Then when I will start to chart altcoins, when they break important highs on the daily, that's when I'm gonna start. And I don't know, I can pick up whatever. Every single coin is a major downtrend. We know that. If you look at the 3-day, it's all down. It's a fucking down. Everything it's at their bottom. So either buy now and you forget about the coins, you hope that they go up one day with a stop loss also, you could. Or you just wait for the trend to show you something. And I'm talking about, I mean, these are all similar. Now, let's take APP coin, for example. When am I going to even think about trade APCC? I mean, this is easy. You just trace 2 lines. You don't need too much. You just trace the lows of the trend. That's it. This isn't a downtrend, is it or not? Or am I tripping? It's a downtrend, right? Perfect downtrend. Let's go on the daily. You can buy the swing if you're able to set use your indicators at Fibonacci, or maybe using oscillators also. You can buy the bottom and trade all the way up. This is of course not going to be easy to trade this swing, but it's of course what coins do. Why coins do this? Of course, when they do this doesn't mean they're bullish. When there will be bullish when they break resistances. So you just set an alert here. If it breaks this level, you see if it retests it, and boom, you can trade this little swing upward. Then you can sell here, or you can check if you can break the other level. If it breaks the other level and retest it, you have another little scalp that you can make up to this level. Then if it goes again, well, you know what? Shit, maybe APPC is starting to reverse and I can even make another longer trade. But until it doesn't make that, it will be hard for me to enter. And I will not enter because I'm not going to spend time to just trade this. I mean, I can on my own, but I have a group to run. I'm not going to suggest such swing trades. We teach though how you can trade those. So that's the difference between probably other channels. We actually educate you how to spot possible entries and where you should sell. Also, always being very, very careful on risk management and so on. But we have also taught you that it's almost impossible to take a huge position on altcoins. So you have to lower your risk percentage. You have to use other strategies in order to enter, and of course check the order book, which are very, very, very tight, very, very small. Sorry. A member in Cafe asked me about IOTA. I don't know how you guys spell IOTA, but that's the Italian way. IOTA. IOTA, that's the English. And I have this chart. Like I said it's still in full downtrend to me. Why is in full downtrend? I say again, same thing. You trace the lows. Price is pretty much making lower lows and lower highs, isn't it? So it's still in downtrend. Okay. And I mean, the reason why the price comes back always to test the previous low, it's also because the moving averages. When something drops, the price reverses to the moving average every time. So if I trace a moving average here, you can see when something drops, then it will somehow go to the moving average and then drop again. And this is what's happening here, what happened there. So if you are good with your entry and with your Fibonacci and with your levels, you can actually take this and trade, make a long up to the moving average. But of course, you need to know when to enter this coin. Okay, and I mean, right now I can tell you something very quick if you want. Let's see, if I go the lower time frame, of course I'm not gonna enter this long based on the daily. I mean, with the daily I have my idea, but how can I know if I'm, let's say, let's see, let's see, if I'm here, okay, and this thing is dumping, I'm like, you know what, I want to buy this, and I want to long up to the red level. So when should I buy it? And I mean, I have two simple methods right now. One is the Fibonacci extension. So first of all, I had to identify where the buyers and the seller are stepping in. And if you can see here, you can see a bullish engulfing here. This is a nice push from this drop. So buyers here came in versus the sellers. You see the sellers here? It's these two red candles. Buyers bought it up to 100% Fibonacci of that level. So this is buyer stepping in. Then seller sold here. We have just a little green candle, but it doesn't mean shit. Then we arrived here. Then buyers step in again. Okay, so we have some swing there. So I can show you, I can trace that swing for you. So from here to there, then buyer stepped in, then seller move on. Then buyer stepped in, then seller here. Buyers didn't really did nothing here, just a little push. It's almost nothing. If you go in the higher time frame, you won't see anything there. But if I go 1 day, let's see if I move to 1 day, I still have, I still have those green candle even top here, the green candle that tells me the buyers are there. So what can I do if I have something like this? And I probably shouldn't shouldn't trace this because I'm still looking for a buy. I can trace a simple Fibonacci extension, bearish this way. So I want to know where this trend can arrive so I can buy it. Simple Fibonacci. So the Fibonacci extension is drawn is the right verb, by 3 points. The bottom of a leg, the top of a leg, and the correction. So if I use a Fibonacci extension and I trace the top of this trend with the bottom and I go back up, usually is on 100% Fibonacci where my trend can arrive. Okay, I can extend this. Okay, so I don't even need this pretty much. Okay, if I just have this, I can see, you know what, if it reaches to 100%, I'm gonna buy it. I can enter a long and then scalp all the way up, maybe to the low, to next low. Then what can I do more? I usually, and this is thanks to Trader Timon, who watched I don't remember the guy on YouTube. Anyways, this good trader that we follow, I know I can't tell you the name after, uses volume to have a clue, an indication that, okay, listen, good money is coming in. You guys can see volume bar here as a moving average. See the blue line? This is a volume moving average that I've set on 8. Okay, I think 8 is a good value to keep an eye. If I move, of course, to like 20, volume will be very different. Okay, I mean still quite a bit, but 8 it counts for a little fluctuation better. Okay, anyways, every time volume increases almost double than my moving average, you can see here those spikes. 1, 2. Let's trace this other one and see how they are doing after. 3 and 4. So volume increased more than the average, about twice of that. Every time that happens, you can think, and then you can scan the volume monitors if you want, that some good volume is coming in. So maybe there's going to be a move upward. And I mean, up and here, if you guys can see, of course, you guys can totally see this. There was an upward move matched with that high volume. Then if I move more, should I buy here? Did it reach 100% yet? Quite a bit. So I could have entered here. There was a little bit of volume, but not as much as here. So let's check below. Boom. That's my 100% Fibonacci extension target hit. That's where I can buy, because there's also a massive volume in confluence with that. Okay? And guess what happened? We went up a bit. Didn't reach all the way up to my target, but you know, there was some good uptrend there. What is 18%, 20%? Your 20% that you have every single day in altcoins. That everything think, oh my god, oh fuck, MTL went up 20%. Fuck, every day 20% altcoins go 20% up, but they crash 50. So that's the volatility of altcoins. It's normal to see every day 20% on an altcoins at this level, where a guy can buy 10k and push the price 20% up. It's normal. Then what else can I add here? It's clear, and this is happen every single day in altcoin, that when we're at a bottom, usually we don't have just that bottom, we have a lower low. The lower low, that is the one that fucks everyone, that body here, stops out this stop, because people that bought because of this swing, they place stop just below the swing, right? Because they think they're smart. But they don't, because then there is another drop that takes out those stops and price then spike up. What are those things called? Sometimes are called divergences. Lower low. So this is maybe another thing. Now I don't know because I didn't see the chart, but maybe if I put an oscillator right now, especially RSI, maybe there is a divergence. If there is a bullish divergence, that makes my idea even better. So let's go check RSI if there is a divergence or not. That's what I do sometimes. I base my entry on price action, on candles, on Fibonacci, on horizontal level diagonals. That's it. Then I put indicators or oscillator and see, okay, if the oscillator is also bullish, fuck, okay, these things might go up. I have 80% chances that this thing will go up. Anyways, let's put RSI. And my bad, you see, as you guys can see, there's not a perfect, more than a perfect bullish divergence. A perfect one because it's below 30. Both lows are below 30. The price either even went above 30. This is the best divergence you can ever see. And price, of course, went up from there. So what else do you want to make that long? Again, I'm not going to suggest this to members, because if I suggest, I'm not even going to be able to buy it and sell it if I suggest to my members. Because if I make the trade, I suggest to my members, then I'm gonna dump on my members to make like nothing. So I hope you guys understand this, because that's how it is. So let's explain this again. I have a Fibonacci extension 100 that I can keep an eye on. I have also volume increase here. I've also can trace maybe a line here. What the fuck is that? Oh, I can trace a line. I can connect this low with this low. And I have a level. On the third touch, that line is confirmed. Okay, so it's for sure a confirmed line. Then I can then keep an eye on for the future too. Okay. Let's see. I'm charting on logarithmic. On altcoins doesn't change too much. I can show you if I switch. It doesn't make such a big difference. So now I made it 18%. Maybe I sold, maybe I didn't. Of course, with this trade you raise your stop loss as much as you can, so in case a drop you get stop out in profit, or you just lose your -1 hour. Then price drops even more. Let's figure that out. Okay, let's see. Let's move this thing here. Price comes back down, drops, and guess where it's going? It's going down to my line that I traced before. Look at the volume. Spike in volume. It's higher twice than moving average. You know what? Maybe some money is coming in. Should I place an entry? Fuck, why not? Let's see, maybe there is also Fibonacci that can help. I'm not sure if this one will match 100%, but we can try. Let's see. The top of this, actually, I can show you. Like the market structure is still intact, still on a downtrend, right? And hopefully it goes down. So I'm gonna trace what? I'm gonna trace. I'm gonna trace the bottom of the trend of the leg. Come on, man! Fucking hate this magnet mode. Fibonacci extension tool, let's see what it tells us. The bottom of the leg plus the bottom, the top of the leg, I mean in this case, and the top of the trend. Okay, so now we are at about, where is it? 88. It didn't reach all the way down to 100, so maybe we missed this, but we have the diagonal that is acting as a support in this case, and we have the volume. So you have to go, you have two indicators with the bullish engulfing also, because you see this green candle is higher than this. So you have a bullish engulfing, a key level, you have support, and you have a volume. You have three bullish indicator, but you have the trend that didn't quite reach 100%. Would you buy it? Yeah, I buy it because I have 3 versus 1. So price, let's see, went up to where? Up to next high. So you could have done another beautiful trade of 30% this time. The 30% that you see every fucking day on altcoins chart. So this is what you see every single day on altcoins. Every coin comes back to the mean, comes back to the moving averages. Every single one. So you can open a chart and trade the fuck out of altcoins if you want. But don't ask me to chart that for you, again, because I don't have liquidity. I'm not going to tell you to buy this because there's not enough volume. When I'm going to suggest IOTA to the group, when it start to break important levels. In this case, this is the level I want IOTA to break, IOTA, however you call it, for me to start to enter on the long term. So what I mean, if it start to break here, retest maybe this, and then we'll see here if it breaks or not, because you can just dump. But if it breaks, that's when I'm going to long IOTA and suggest to the group, because I will have much more volume at that point, or much more distance up to, so it looks like a false breakout, maybe that level should be okay on the daily, I think. I mean, this, even this, I mean, I cannot skip this, even though it's a probe, but it's important. Okay, so that's it. I mean, that's the idea that I have regarding altcoins. So if you're looking to join our premium channel in September, you know what to expect. And I mean, I can show you guys here very quickly. Let's see. Okay, so those are the channels. You know, we are very active in margin channel with scalps all over the place. We have either beautiful setups. This is the long on Bitcoin, waiting for price to come back down, and then price came back down and reach our entry. So this is an idea. Small scalp. We almost tried this scalp on also long on the 15 minutes. You can see here Timon marked the breaker. It didn't set a risk and reward tool, but you guys can see the lines: a breaker, entry, break, supply level, target. And of course it's called challenge, because you know we don't like just put analysis, but we push members to find their own idea. Okay, and pretty much, I mean, that would have worked, but price didn't quite came back to test the breaker for just a tiny bit, and then reached target. Okay, so this is Ethereum also. I mean, we focus on scalping. Focusing on scalping on margin channel. We also have tutorials. We also talk about risk management for sure, and then we have, of course, our well, our videos that we made at the beginning of everything. Videos that helps you to understand the platform BitMEX and how to use leverage and how to account for your risk management when using leverage. Well, last month I was in vacation, so I barely like posting TA, but we will focus on margin. We'll focus on Bitcoin until we have the green line. The green light on altcoins. I'm charting altcoins on the higher time frame, and that's what I'm going to look at. I'm not going to call too many altcoins until they break important levels and until I see some uptrend, solid uptrend on the daily. So if you don't want to come inside the group, don't stress me out, because that's my strategy. I've seen 1 million times. I'm not a scalper. I'm a long-term, mid-term analyst. I will enter a coin when it's an uptrend in order to make my money. Otherwise, I'm not going to lose my brain. And comes from my mistake. It comes from the experience I had in the last 2 years trading crypto. I went nuts, and you guys remember how many coins I used to chart every single day, but I figured out that it's just a waste of my time. I can just open Bitcoin chart and make 20 hours a month and be happy with it. Why should I go nuts with altcoins that look like shit right now? So this is my TA analysis. Is run by me, and that's the one that focuses on altcoin market. And then I have the education channel. The education channel, it's full of tutorial, full of crypto tools, full of everything that you need in order to become a better trader. That's our goal, to make you a better trader, to show you how things is done, full of tutorial, full of price action analysis, full of tips, risk management, and so on. We use this as like our library. Whatever you want, it's here. Breaker block, boom, and it's explained everywhere. You have a tons of analysis, price action, boom. It's full of tutorials and everything. So I have a list of 2 years. I've been posting here for the last 2 years. So imagine how much material there is in the channel. And then we have our premium chat that we keep. I mean, we're very active in here. Me and Trader Timmer and also the other members are super helpful with their like little analysis also, and we try to correct them, but some are also better than us sometimes to spot some good breakers that we maybe don't spot because we're sleeping or not. Okay, Trader Team will spot an unfilled gap on the SME chart, so that's when we might get also if Bitcoin breaks this correction. So many ideas that we post every day. What else? I mean, cafe. I'm sorry, but I cannot be too much active in this channel anymore because I'm really focusing my attention in premium. But I mean, every time someone asks questions, I answer, and then also my Italian chat. But I mean, between the channels, between the support, between my own trading, it's quite difficult to keep an eye on everything. Look at my PM, it's on 69. I still have to read it, so it's tough thing. So anyways, this is the overview of my premium. That is going to be about 0.007 BTC for the month. I mean, it's cheap as fuck for what we do, for how much material you can find. I don't think you can find a channel cheaper than this. We dropped it so much, and you will also have a 30% discount this time. So up to you. If you want to join our subscription, you will be able to join by today. Okay, enough about premium. Bitcoin, again, I did the full review up to the daily. Let's go check what's happening on the 4-hour time frame. Um, let's see. Bitcoin. Guyen today. I open it. So of course this is my major chart. I won't change this. This is of course the overall view that I have on Bitcoin. I think we can drop more, and I think we are shaping more a bull flag than a triangle, or I mean also a triangle and a bull flag if the triangle breaks below. And even though we drop all the way down to 7674, we will still be in bias territory. So why can't not be? Why can we go down to 74? We can. We still be in bias territory because that's a buyer where it starts from. We're still making higher highs, higher lows. We already made the lower lows in the correction, so dropping here, that's not going to be a big deal. It's still part of the bull flag, but this is the low that we have to break in order to turn extremely bearish. Up to there, I'm still going to be bullish in the long term. So we will have a correction of 40% in price, which is quite a bit, half of the market cap of Bitcoin. So this could happen for sure. And why I think 7674, let's see if I have here my SME chart, not BTC one. Let's see. Probably I have on altcoin a better view. Load chart, altcoin. Oh, mama, how much I talked? 1 hour and 3 minutes. Okay, not bad. Oh yeah, this was the other, still the IOTA. It was like on BTC exclamation mark future. Okay, here we go. The unfilled gaps. See that this one 747, that's the unfilled gap I'm looking at, and also we have another one on 9K 84 that I think is some traders already placed orders just below the gap, because that's how people traded the gap. Sometimes you just place orders just above it because they know some orders might be placed there, and they trade it. And those gap have been filled, guys. This chart doesn't lie. I have another gap here that's been filled. I mean, it's very small. We have also another gap here on right here that's been filled, and I can mark it. I can mark it green actually. Yeah, those are all green. They have been filled. So this proves you that gaps are filled. Gap filled in Bitcoin. And if you guys remember, I did a full scanning of the gap during the correction since the future opened, and every single gap has been filled since then. So based on that statistic, I think that those gaps will be filled. That's all. Let's remember, we have another small gap on top that trader team just spot right now. It is around 11, 12k, 11.8, 12k, I would say. That could cause a spike in price of Bitcoin, and then boom, drop. That level matches with my price action analysis that I have. I have on BitMax. No, on BitMax here. 11.9. It's a level that's been traced. It's the 70-70 Fibonacci. You remember the famous 70-70 on the monthly? Should I show you again on the weekly? that one. Okay, very important level to watch. I usually skip 12 and 8 hours, but I mean, let's have a look. When it comes to moving averages, I usually use the EMAs and the MAs at the same time. Not at the same time, sorry, I evaluate them one by one after the other. And when it comes to the 12 hours, we are bouncing on a 200 moving average right now when it comes to 12 hours. We also have this is a bearish cross, bullish cross of 150, but it's inside the correction, so I don't count those crosses as important as when they cross on the first time. Let's see the 8 hour. The 8 hour started to cross here, so you can see the trend has been pretty bullish, and now moving average just starting to show some bearish cross. Price is below the moving average, also is trying to break above it, but still again a bearish outlook at the moment. Price below the moving average is never a good thing. And 4 hours still below, massive amount of crosses. Let's check the EMAs. 8 hour, 12 hour, probably the 200 EMAs holding the price. And there's a retest of that level. A retest once here, the price reaches there. Boom. So not too much bullish indicators at the moment. Price can spike up to important level, it can for sure, but it still won't be bullish to me. Buyers came in here, but not strong. I mean, buyers coming in strong, that means we'll see a fucking pump until 12K. That means buyers coming in strong. This doesn't mean buyers came in. It just defend the price with a small false breakout. So yet nothing, there's no volume on this chart. Still nothing that tells me that we are bullish. Nothing. When it comes to the lower time frame, let's see, 4 hour and also 1 hour, we have a bunch of fake outs and stop hunt that we could have used in order to buy Bitcoin or short Bitcoin, short or long Bitcoin. We have this false fake out, this level, price reached there, fell all the way down, retest the level, and boom. That's a short opportunity right there. Then we have price that reaches the order block that I traced here. This is based on 12 hours. Breaker block, first low, the dummy buy here, and then price drops again. Why price drops again? Because they won't put the dummy out, the dummy people out. So price, as you have seen for IOTA, drops another time to eat the stop loss of those dummies, and price goes back up then. So usually you don't buy on the first rejection, on the first bounce, you buy on the second bounce. That's a swing failure pattern, as it happened here. Long position. So that's what we have been doing. We have been shorting, we have been longing based on those swing failure pattern that happen in the lower time frame. This is 4 hour. There is 1 hour and 50 minutes. Then you can also scalp even better. The 1 hour had a swing failure pattern here. Price reaches there, swing failure pattern, and dump. That's something we traded, and I mean I can show you guys here what we did. Let's see. And that's, I want to show you guys how we stimulate our members in order to um, to trade those things. Sometimes we don't even say what it is. We help. This is a what do you see, our what do you see strategy. We just put the chart. What do you see? And then people answer in chat channel. This is the swing failure pattern I'm talking about. I mean, then there is me that answer, okay, this looks like a swing failure pattern, but it might be also a flat top. But because the swing failure pattern could also be a rising wedge, so we have to be careful. This one was not an easy one, but at the end it dumped. Yeah, at the end it dumped. That's what happened. I traced the line, price retested the level, dropped, came all the way up, retested, and that's when you can short it. You can short because of this pattern idea. You can also short because horizontal levels. You just trace a range, false breakout, and then retest 3 times the bottom of the range and dump all the way down. So, I mean, what you want more? Like, our members know, our members are learning how to spot those things, and that's the value of the channel. The value is not us telling you where to dump, where to short. We do that. We share analysis. This is an example, another example. Can show you, like you guys seen this. It was suggested with the risk reward, but this was not suggested as a risk reward. Look at this. This is how it was presented. Guys, swing failure pattern, price came up, broke. This is our breaker block. This is to stimulate you. What do you think it might happen here when we have a breaker block and we have a full tutorial for this? A full tutorial that explains breaker block. This means by the tutorial, price will come back to retest the breaker block and spike back up. So if you learned, you place a stop just below the breaker and use a target on the supply level. Guess what happened? Price came back to retest the breaker block, reached supply level, 4-hour trade, done. If I'm sleeping and this happens, because on 30 minutes time frame, you won't miss it because I'm fucking sleeping. I cannot suggest a trade while I sleep. So because of this, our members that value our education part and learn from our education part can enter trade every single 50 minutes if they want to, because they learned how to enter. They don't need our analysis anymore. They don't need maybe our channel anymore if they learned enough. And that's the goal. And that's the goal of Trader Timon too. He's been doing an amazing job. And where did he wrote that thing? Anyways, I just don't want members to register to my channel for 1 month, and maybe they cannot even afford 50 euro, because you know there are people that cannot afford. I'm not saying that it's cheap for everybody. There are some poor countries that 50 euro is a lot of money. For the job that I do, for me 50 euro is a cheap subscription. But some members, and I had tons of members, they enter and they just think they have to become rich in a month, because they know stories that people will get rich in a month in crypto, but that's not the market. So if you want to come into my premium and think you're gonna get rich, and then you're gonna, let's say, bust my balls to get rich, that's don't even join, because I'm not going to waste my life on answering you that this is not the market to get rich right away, and you gotta wait if you want to make some money. Or you learn, you bust your ass for 1 year, 1 year and a half, and then maybe you will start to learn something. Trading is probably the most hard and stressful job on earth. Like, you know, you cannot expect coming from zero and make money in a 15-minute in a 2 weeks course, or like have material for 2 years. I've been writing an educational channel for 2 years. So that's the difference between a signal channel that I'm not compared to what we do. Anyways, back to Bitcoin Another swing failure pattern. Oh, look what happened. Breaker broke. Woo! We're fucking bullish on Bitcoin. It broke. Blah, blah, blah. Bye, 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 bye. Fake out. Fake out. Guess what? Probably we're dumping from here. We still are above this diagonal, but this diagonal, to be honest, is not that perfect because I cannot trace a very perfect one when it comes to the long term. I can trace like a little one here, but like this one, it is kind of perfect. Like this one is 3 touch, is a good one. So price might actually come back, and I think it will, to test the previous high. But this is just a little market structure. Yes, it's making higher high, higher lows, but it's not. It didn't really break the important high here. Until it breaks that, we cannot think about okay, we're bullish on Bitcoin. But you know that could be a possible bounce right there. Okay, and I don't know if it will break this or not, but okay. There was a double bottom here that is completed. This was probably on the 1 hour time frame. A beautiful double bottom pattern that was completed, reached the top, done. I love colors. I gotta make my chart perfect, otherwise I'm not happy. And that's it, guys. I mean, there are these. That's what we've been doing, scalping the shit out of Bitcoin every time we see a swing failure pattern, and things up in the 15 minutes time frame also. Can open trade every single second. The breaker block was kind of a huge here on the 15 minutes. This is the breaker block. It was massive. Let's check on the 10 minutes time frame if we had a better breaker. Wow, this is kind of like more interesting. If I trace all the breaker, wrong one. And that's our entry. But that was kind of difficult, to be honest. Didn't quite break the block really well out as we wanted. Let's see 5 minutes. Maybe there's a little breaker that happened very quickly here. No. This was a tough one to call. But there was a swing failure pattern on the higher time frame that could have been the case. Okay, guys. Well, on Bitcoin, I don't have to add anything anymore. I mean, if I go 1 hour and 15 minutes, I can just predict the short term. And we know there's a swing failure pattern. I already did some kind of prediction that it might reach all the way down. It might probably not test that if he has to have another spike up, or it can just fail and drop again to retest 9K that it's been hit like so many times, and it's getting weaker and weaker and weaker. It's probably almost shaping some kind of a flat bottom triangle, maybe. If it comes back down here again, that will be a flat bottom triangle. There could be a consolidation for a possible continuation downward. So until buyers don't show up and start to break 11K, I'm not even going to think about bullish Bitcoin. Okay? That's it, guys. So this for Bitcoin. I said in my live stream, unfortunately I talk so much when I do my live stream. Oh, okay, I said that I also check top altcoins, both in BTC and USDT market. Yeah. You know what? I can do it, and then I can write an index in the channel to tell people where to go if they miss the live stream. Okay. Let's have a look at something here. Let's first of all look at the total market cap. It should be very similar to what Bitcoin is doing. Did it touch the EMA yet or not? Oh, it's just right on the 21 EMA. So that's something I find interesting. We can for sure keep an eye on that. This is the level based on the weekly that it's also super important. I mean, very similar to Bitcoin chart, volume also dropping. Nothing to add here, it's pretty straightforward. The bullish cross, oh, this is nice too. Look at the 100 moving average on weekly when it comes to the market cap. It's been holding Bitcoin for a long time, and then once it dropped and it closed below with a dump down to 200, then we recovered, broke the 200, retested, perfect retest, and breakout continuation. Now we are retesting the 100, which is getting weaker and weaker and weaker with a lower low, lower high structure. So this could be an important breakdown actually. And also the 21. When it comes to the 3-day, I like the bullish cross that happened. Oh, just right now it happened on the total market cap. Ooh. It is happened already on Bitcoin and didn't really cause too much move. Let me see. Coinbase. Yes, actually happened to Bitcoin. It caused a nice pump. Probably many bots bought this bullish cross here. Bullish cross between, this is the golden cross between 50 and 200, very two important moving averages. Massive bullish cross, Bitcoin price spiked all the way up. Then was backed news that pumped the price even more, but still sellers are there to fuck up everything. Remember, bullish golden cross are indicators that usually cause a spike in price because bots usually buy those things, and but they don't really suggest a continuation in price. Sometimes usually we will have a spike, a drop to retest maybe the 50 moving average, and then go back up. And this happened in the past also. If you guys go check the past and go see the 2015, 2014, this bullish cross on 3-day time frame, I think caused some spike. This on 3-day time frame, so we have to go look at Bitstamp. Let's see. Let's see what happened in 2016. The bullish cross here caused a spike. You guys can see that. Not quite right away as it happened here. Then price retest the 50, went up again, retest, boom. retest, and bye, and then trend has been going above the 50 since then. Okay, that's how you can spot those things. But yeah, it can drop below and stop everyone out and then still close above it. And you can see the 50, I mean, the price has been above the 50 since forever. Then on the first attempt, the price dropped below, stayed below. So false breakout, and then price stayed below the 50 forever. And look how magically, that's why this 3-day is important, this 3-day cost. As soon as moving average 200 and moving average 50 cross on 3-day time frame, so might be a coincidence. I don't think it is. It was just a level of we drop or we go down here and we just got smashed. It just took like a nice sell to then make everyone sell a cascade and drop all the way down to 3K in a matter of like a month. Not even 2 weeks. So that's the reason why for me this bullish cross could be a good indicator. Okay, we're still above this trend line that I traced. I don't think it's super strong, but it's something to keep an eye on. Total. Bah? So yeah, we have this bullish cross on total. That's something important. If you can stay above that, that will be good. Price is on top of the moving averages. It's a good thing. On the other hand, the total 2, which is the total market cap of altcoins, is still is logarithmic on linear. On linear is quite perfect. On logarithmic, not that much. Oh yeah, it's so perfect on linear. Look at the bounce. So we have seen altcoin market cap dropping and the market altcoins of course bleeding, because we have this breaker block, support and resistance level, and price never made above the 200 moving average. Look at how well this 200 moving average hold the price below here. 1, 2, 3 attempts, never made it. Then reach all the way up here and again rejected. So that was important to know to sell all your altcoins, because we were about to break the support resistance flip, but also we got rejected on 200 MA. So every time you see an MA or something that works previously, that means, you know what, maybe some bots are selling because of that. Maybe some traders are looking at those moving averages. So every time something in the past works, I'm going to consider in the future. I won't do the same thing if a moving average doesn't do anything. Okay. So we really need to stay above this trend line support and move upward for the altcoin market to see an increase in price. Still uncertain. Still uncertain is because we have also the Bitcoin dominance. We are waiting to see some kind of break down of the rising wedge idea we got. Still there, as in linear or logarithmic, very similar, trying to break that, what is probably this weekly or even 2 weeks. I think I traced that the supply level. So we're still making higher highs, higher lows inside the rising wedge. A nice retest of that level. Now making a pennant or whatever that is. And we'll see if we will have another push or we're about to die. And if we die, dominance, I hope altcoins will push upward, because money will go somewhere if dominance drop. If money comes out of crypto from all the coins, the dominance doesn't have to drop, because money goes out from altcoins, goes up from Bitcoin, so the dominance can actually go even higher if money comes out crypto. Is not directly correlated with total market cap. But in case of a drop of BTC dominance, that means altcoins are either stable or are either increasing in price if Bitcoin dominance is dropping. So if Bitcoin mining are coming out the market, they probably going into altcoins. So that's for sure another chart I will be looking at. Now, one trader say that LTC USDT is the leading indicator of Bitcoin, because he always move before. And I mean, by looking at this chart of LTC USDT, we are on a nice level where we bounced before. Actually, we are on a nice high here. So we are on we retraced 61% based on linear, but we retraced just 38% based on logarithmic scale. And of course, it's not similar to Bitcoin, but I can trace the same ideal when it comes to zone, like buyer's mode and seller mode, as I did on Bitcoin. So until it doesn't break below this main low, we will still be making an uptrend structure, right? And we have an ABC correction after, so we can see those as Elliott wave and maybe an ABC correction, or it doesn't look like volume doesn't match with an inverse an head and shoulder, so it could be an ABC. So I really want to see how it will react at this level. Could have a bounce, and if LTC bounce, Bitcoin could also bounce, because we have seen LTC moves before Bitcoin. Not sure why, but that's what some traders have spotted. Looks like the indicator of Bitcoin. So for sure we have to keep an eye on LTC USDT, and then Ethereum BTC also, which is probably the leading indicator of altcoins. So a bullish break of Ethereum would mean some altcoins, especially the ERC token, to go up in value. Bitcoin, Ethereum, that is not looking that great when it comes to the weekly, because it still have a lot of space to drop when it comes to a higher time frame. Let's see if I check Bitfinex. I have a chart. Yeah. Can drop so far still. On the 70-70 we are right now. On the logarithmic scale, we have the last chance for this coin to move, but shit. Let's check closer if we can spot some kind of accumulation. I mean, it's a full downtrend. I can see probably three waves downward, which might give a hope. An Elliott wave, three waves downward. And if that's the case, we might see a push upward, maybe 50%. On the 3-day, indicators are extremely low. A bullish cross, a MACD. Look at MACD, how low that was. Wow. 2 dot on the WT cross, which I like. It doesn't look bad, huh? Is a weekly low too? Yeah, oh fuck, it's low. See if there is any divergence on daily. Not really. A daily was very oversold too. So we have this consolidation that looks like a triangle. I mean, because there is a downtrend and the triangle formation, those one usually break more downward. I think the percentage are like 65% downward when this shape happens and 35% upward. So it can break upward, you know. It doesn't have to be a rule that, okay, just because there is the flagpole that is down, we will have a continuation downtrend. It's not a rule. But I mean, we're on the 70-70, we're very low, we finished three waves, there is some symmetrical triangle shape. If it breaks this, that could move the coin a little bit up. Everything is super over sold. So leading and then seeing LTC on support to Bitcoin, there is there on support. I just don't. I still don't know the correlation. I still don't know the correlation between Ethereum BTC and Bitcoin. In a normal market, of course, if Bitcoin drops, Ethereum BTC should go up. But we have seen that during the bearish market, coins can dump together. So I still don't know if there is an inverse correlation between those two coins or not. Let me compare it, but I don't think I can have a clue. On the 1 day, well, on the 1 day there is an inverse correlation almost. Price was in a downtrend if you check Ethereum BTC, and Bitcoin was actually in an uptrend. So there is a triangle formation on Bitcoin and a triangle formation on Ethereum. So that would be good if Bitcoin drops and Ethereum breaks upward. I still don't know it though. And then let's check Ethereum USDT also, which is very similar to LTC. Very similar because it broke up an important level and it's retesting previous low and is also shaping a falling wedge pattern if we connect those levels. So, and I like this one. I really like this one because it's on a nice level. This shape is great. We have 3 touch on top, 2 touch at the bottom. It looks legit. I really love the leg, which is almost almost a parabolic. And when the trend is parabolic, when the flag is parabolic, I've noticed that the falling wedge has a more strength. I don't know why. I just have seen it. I've seen that so many times. But when the trend is kind of parabolic, and maybe I check from here, right there, usually the falling wedge works better. So there's another reason why the market might start to move upward when it comes to check other altcoins. Let's see. Let's see some confluence with under 61. What we got? We've got Dello there with under 61. Then we have also under 27, which could be a target. So this is a perfect example of how to evaluate if you're in seller or buying mode. I mean, if you just check the last run, that's for sure in buyer mode when it comes to this visible range. I mean, if you consider this, it's for sure in buyer mode, uptrend. But if you consider the overall chart, we're still in downtrend. Why? Because if we go to the higher time frame, I don't think 2 weeks would be enough to show you this. It is a downtrend. High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. You know, like there is a perfect bounce on the previous low. So it is still a downtrend. So even though Ethereum start to go up from here, it can still get rejected and drop again. So it's still a downtrend when it comes to the higher time frame. He attempted to break this little high, but it didn't make it. And another bad thing is that it retraced 50% of the overall chart. So if I trace a Fibonacci retracement from the top to the bottom, we have a downtrend correction with let's see what it did here. Actually, on this one, it retraced 60% and then it dumped. Okay, so everyone here thought Ethereum was bullish, but then it was just a retracement probably to the moving average. Let's see, this 2-week time frame. Such a huge time frame, it doesn't show. Or maybe I have to take another chart. Ethereum USDT, Bittrex, moving average. Even Bittrex doesn't have too much. Anyways, I can trace also this. Probably this is 61%. Let's see. Ooh, look at that. Do you see that? Did you see that or not? With a downtrend with a 61% correction. right? 61. Then we have another leg. With, guess what? Another 61% correction. That's funny. So sometimes you just need to flip the chart to know that you would buy this. Wouldn't you buy this? Like it's a preferred Elliott. Like everyone would say, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna buy it. It's making another leg." No, I mean for sure if it breaks this main low and retest it, that could be an ideal buy, right? For a continuation, why not? So that's what's happening, but in a downtrend. So that's why it's so important to check the level. If it breaks, we're fucked. If not, we might go up. But still will be a downtrend. So the question is, did Ethereum just finish a massive ABC correction? And now we're starting a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott wave. Or is this a bearish Elliott wave? They both match. They both match. We won't know until we see it. Nobody has a crystal ball. So that's it, guys. We gotta check those levels on Ethereum, LTC, and then I mean Bitcoin. You know, attack for 2 hours. What else? I don't really want to check other altcoins. No need to check out other altcoins right now. I can make another live stream for altcoins, and that's it. Check the total market cap. I check dominance. Ethereum BTC, LTC USDT, LTC BTC. That's all. I don't know if you guys have any questions, but I'm done. That for 2 hours and 15 minutes. My throat is killing me. So I will just get ready for the subscriptions. As I said, the subscription will start today. My premium I will be back charting every day, office hour, on September 1st. So your subscription will start from September 1st and will last 1 month. During last month, you can copy whatever you want from the Edu channel, and you will be able to scalp with us on Margin channel, and then hopefully get some altcoin signal if some show some uptrend. Okay, and that's it for now, guys. That ABC didn't work. I wanted to trade this, but I just made a little scalp, and then I go stop turning profit. Didn't really went all the way up, but this is for example a coin of an uptrend that I'm really curious to see if we'll bounce here on the 78 or not. Also BNB that has been dying, doesn't look that good. What the hell is this? Oh, this is on Bitcoin, that's why I have no chart. Bouncing on this low, it's just 1 point, more strength, more support, there will be way below on the 70-70, and I don't know, it doesn't look good to BNB. I mean, again, still, it's on a perfect level, like Ethereum, like LTC, everything reached a solid level. So, and it's also shaping some kind of, yeah, I would say it's legit, a falling wedge also, getting very, very tight here. What's USDT doing? Also reaching some important levels here. Oh, what this? Yeah, market. Thank God the market didn't move too much. Wow, it's vacation, but shit barely moved. That's good. Okay, guys, I will talk to you guys later. Hopefully you enjoyed the live stream. I mean, I talked about BTC and some altcoins. I specified in the stream. Talk about my premium a little bit, and so you know what to expect. And then talk about market cap, total market cap, dominance, and some tips and tricks, especially in the education part I did on IOTA. I hope it helps to understand why I'm really not interested in altcoins right now. Okay, thank you so much. Hope you have a good day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.